Have you ever walked into a brand new school year already exhausted before the first staff meeting? Maybe your calendar is organized, your classrooms are ready, your leadership team has met, your school improvement plan is complete, but somehow, some way, you feel heavy. If that's you, I want you to know a few things. You're not behind. Number two, you're not failing. And number three, you're definitely not alone. Hey leaders, I am Shantanique Langston, the founder of Reach to Teach Consulting, where I help school and district leaders build emotionally healthy school cultures through human-centered leadership without sacrificing their own well-being. So today's conversation is going to be so enlightening, so make sure you guys stay tuned for more. So I want you to take a moment to think about this. Think about everything that happens at the end of the school year. I know, cringe. We had to celebrate our students. You recognize the teachers. You had to finalize report cards. You had to clean out classrooms. We had to close out the budgets, right? We had to prepare the scheduling for next year, interview new staff members, plan out the professional development agenda for next year. We checked off all the things off the list. But here's something that really makes that list: having the ability to process everything you've been carrying all school year long. And that could be difficult conversations, a teacher or teachers who resign throughout the school year, the parent meetings and that stayed with us, the student conflicts that nearly broke our hearts throughout the year, the staff conflicts, and perhaps the decisions that you had to make and question yourself long after everyone has went home almost every night. Because leadership isn't just about managing systems. Leadership is carrying people. And to be honest, carrying people is a heavy job. And one thing I've learned from being both a teacher and teaching leaders about emotional intelligence is this: stress doesn't disappear just because summer has arrived. It simply gets quieter. And that's the truth.com. Okay, sometimes we mistake being off work for being restored, and that is false, because rest and restoration are two different things. Because you can go on vacation and still carry emotional exhaustion. You can have time off and still replay conversations in your mind. You can be preparing for a new school year while still mentally living in the previous one. That's why so many leaders begin August already depleted. And this is not because they aren't capable, but it's because they have never had the opportunity or given themselves the permission to reset properly. And I am so big on resetting, because imagine trying to lead your staff through change while you're still carrying disappointment from last school year. Or imagine trying to encourage burnt out teachers while your own emotional tank is running on empty. Imagine trying to create psychological safety for your team when you've never had the chance to properly process your own experiences, because that part matters. And this is why emotional intelligence is important in the school sector, because leadership isn't only about what we do, it's about the emotional state we bring into every room every single time. And here's one question I encourage leaders to ask themselves before every school year: what am I still carrying that doesn't belong in the next school year? Maybe that's frustration. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's disappointment. Maybe it's fear of making another difficult decision. But whatever that is, you don't have to pretend it isn't there, because awareness is the first step toward transformation. As leaders, we're expected to pour into everyone, but who's creating space for the leader? Who's helping the principal? Who's helping the AP, the dean, the counselors, the PBIS team, the school district leader? That's exactly why I created the Leadership Reset Experience. not another leadership training with a whole bunch of strategies.
This is not that.
Okay, this is simply a safe space where leaders can pause, reflect, regulate, and intentionally prepare themselves emotionally before the school year begins. Because here's what I truly believe: if we don't reset ourselves, we'll unintentionally lead this school year with last year's stress. And our school deserves better. But most importantly, our leaders, you deserve better. And if this message resonated with you, I would love for you to join me on July 29th for the Leadership Reset Experience. Yes! It's an opportunity for you to slow down before the school year begins, reconnect with yourself, and lead from a place of clarity instead of exhaustion. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your school leader bestie who needs this reminder. And I want you all to remember this, that leadership does not start with your title, but it does start from within. I'll see you all in my next video.